farmers don't replant their own seeds anymore. They just throw them out. Why? Well, according to the official manual for defending billion-dollar agriculture companies, saving seeds leads to all sorts of crazy problems like reduced crop yield, susceptibility to disease, and, quote, you getting dumped by your girlfriend for using seeds every year like a dirty loser farmer instead of buying Monsanto's new, tricked-out seeds with all the latest features. But,
It's May 13th, 2019, and Alva and Alberta Piliad settle into their courtroom seats to hear the jury's verdict. They're nervous, and so is the lawyer representing them, Brent Wisner. They're nervous because they're suing Monsanto, which has now been bought out by the German chemical company Bayer, on the grounds that the company's weed killer Roundup caused them to develop a type of cancer called non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's the last day of their case, and the lead juror stands up to read the verdict. The room falls deathly silent, and Alva and Alberta hold hands. Finally, after a short preamble, the juror exclaims that Monsanto must pay $2 billion in damages to the Piliad family. The payout came an exception. Bayer is still allowed to sell Roundup without having to change a thing. And despite the overwhelming evidence to the contrary, the president of Bayer still says that glyphosate is safe to use.
Glyphosate has been and continues to be a product that is safe for its intended use, and very importantly, it is not carcinogenic.
He said that right after his company settled over 100,000 lawsuits saying the exact opposite. Indeed, that seems to be the company line. Roundup is and will continue to be safe to use, but clearly it's not. Bayer Monsanto doesn't just offer weapons to kill weeds, however. It also supplies farmers with another insidious form of militaristic farming, pesticides. And out of the thousands of pesticides available, Bayer and Monsanto's best sellers are neonicotinoids, a group of chemicals derived from nicotine that attacks the nerve cells of insects and essentially overstimulates them until they die. The solution then must run counter to an obsession with scorching the land with pesticides. But before we can talk about solutions, we must first understand how Monsanto and Bayer gained control of the agricultural industry through seeds. It was a windy day in Canada when Percy Schmeiser went to answer his front door. He grabbed the handle, cracked the door, and immediately was served a lawsuit from Monsanto. To his knowledge, he hadn't done anything wrong, but it soon turned out that the canola seeds that had blown into his field a while back were Monsanto's property, because, after all, Monsanto was patenting their herbicide-resistant GMO seeds and then restricting their use. And one of the rules Monsanto constructed was that farmers were not allowed to reuse Monsanto's seed, which, it turned out, is what Percy Schmeiser accidentally did. Farmers were, and still are, required to buy new seed from Monsanto every single year. This is just a small taste of the Monsanto-Bayer seed empire. 60% of the global seed market is owned by just 4 companies, with Bayer controlling 31% as of 2017. These companies achieved this monopoly by buying up smaller seed sellers and then patenting GMO seeds so that their Roundup-resistant corn variety couldn't be traded or replanted without legal repercussions. This also means that once you've started to use Monsanto's seeds and chemicals, you're stuck in a deadly spiral, which is exactly what's happening to farmers in rural India. There, Monsanto's BT cotton seed is king. 90 to 95% of cotton comes from the BT GMO seed. When it was commercialized in 2002, the seed promised a decrease in pesticide use while still maintaining pest control and higher yields. This was made possible because the seed was engineered with elements of pesticides within the plants.